everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 13 here on Riverbend Springs with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as the thumbnail suggested, this will be our last episode here on Riverbend for this series. Now, I'm participating in the Can You Survive FS25, and that is on this map, and that of course is going to carry on through the entire life of FS25. So you're going to see more of Farmer Murphy on this map, and likely more of Farmer Murphy on this farm as we move forward on that challenge. And that one's just kind of been resting in the background. I haven't put a whole lot of effort into that yet, but that will change once we move off of here. So we are in mid-June. I've jumped ahead quite a ways. I think it was November when we were together last, but I wanted to tidy a few things up here on the farm before we left. And speaking of tidying things up, I tidied up the farmyard. Our equipment here is some equipment still sitting in the barn here that I tucked in here for winter. Oh, and I remembered to put our pressure washer away this winter, so that's an improvement. But I found parking places around the yard for the equipment that was going to be sitting out for the winter, and there they are there. And if we were going to stay here, they would just continue to sit there, so we wouldn't have so much stuff piled up out front. Now, our chickens are doing just great. Both pens are full, and as you can see, egg production is well underway. We did sell, well, it was actually about a pallet and a half. It wasn't two full pallets of eggs during the course of the winter. And you can see we have, well, pretty close to two full pallets there now that we could sell. And I've got the Kubota sitting there ready to load those up. May show that on camera or may not. This depends how the time goes. Now, we did have some interesting developments here on the cows. We now have 16 out of possible 25 in our pen. We had some more births. But if we look in here and look at our animal menu, you may notice that our meadow grass has now dropped to 0. Now that happens at some point through the winter. I noticed it in May that it was 0. Not sure when it actually went to 0, what month, but the beginning of May it was at 0, and it has not come back. I was watching a video today, and they said that individual said it won't come back until you go in there and roll it. So that's interesting since there's no gate. But anyways, we're not going to worry about it on this series. I just found it interesting, but we are going to need to keep our eye on that on our other series. Now, a couple interesting things I noticed about the cows. We have some 16-month cows here, and they are worth $2,500. Then we have some 32-month-old cows, and they're worth $3,300. So some place between 32 months and 60 months, the value of our cows are going to decline. So that's an interesting thing that I learned. And we have some 14-month-old cows here that are, 77% through puberty. They're worth $1,800, $1,845 to be exact. And they're getting close to the point where, they could be sold off for profit, either right at adulthood or maybe the month before, something like that. Or what I would likely do in this scenario is I would keep those 14-month-olds and sell the oldest ones that are declining in value and just keep a younger herd. Anyways, just something I noticed that I thought I'd pass along. Now, a couple things on the grass and the reason, or one of the reasons we're back here in June. Remember I had said that I'd heard that there was no point in waiting for the grass to fully mature to mow it, that as soon as it said it was ready to harvest, you might as well cut it, because if you waited that additional month, you were not going to get any additional bales. Well, I waited to cut this grass until it was fully mature and proved that that is indeed correct. We got exactly the same number of bales that we did last time. So there is no point in waiting. As soon as your grass is ready to harvest, you might as well cut it. Now, I did turn all our grass just into silage. If we were staying on, I would have actually probably taken about 6 of those bales and made just straight grass bales out of them to feed our cattle. Now, you may have noticed we have a patch here of damage, crop damage, I guess is what you call it. I did repair both areas of hail damage, but we got more hail. And to me, man, it sure looks like it's in the same spot or one of the same spots. We had two patches, one I would say right there, and one right about here where I'm standing, something like that. I did repair both, but we got more hail, and so we got more damage. So it would be keep you on your toes repairing that. You'd likely have to do some repairs every year. Now, what else do we want to discuss here? Oh, our barley field's ready to harvest, so that is what we're going to do next. I'm going to harvest that so we know how much barley we get. And then I'm thinking next month our canola should be ready to harvest. So we'll get the barley harvested. I'll leave you there, and then we'll come back in and harvest the canola and see what we have for that. And that's probably where we'll end things. Oh, but we need to talk about finances first. We are at $70,000 and we are debt free. So pretty pleased about that. And I kept a record of what we sold over the winter because everything we had in stock to sell, of course, the peak price was wintertime. So we sold our silage bales for 54,000. So that group of silage bales we have there, we know are worth 54,000. And if we were staying, what would it be, 2 months? We'd have another $54,000 worth. Uh, our oats we sold for 30,000. Our canola we sold for 51,000, and that was the canola off 3 fields. That was off of the field across the road that we have canola in again, and of course these 2 fields that are now grass over here. So that represented $50,000 in revenue, but we get $50,000 a cutting of grass, uh, and that totals 50,000 a cutting. So we definitely going to make more money off of these fields having grass and making silage than we would have canola. No surprise there. Uh, so I think there. What else did we sell? Oh, and our straw. We sold our straw for 15,000. So that's about 150,000 in farm revenue, just a little bit more, I think. And the rest was came from doing contracts. Now, I did not exceed the contract limit I had set for myself. And in fact, I didn't do any contracts this month. I didn't do any contracts last month. There weren't any, were contracts there, but none that were really spectacular. And it was it December or March? No, it was January. January I did no contracts, and then I think it was March I only had uh, I only did 2 the entire month. So I didn't go crazy doing contracts, but I think our straw is on. There we go. Um, but we did get some nice plowing contracts. We had a couple plowing contracts that were worth um, over $10,000, and there was another 10,000 plus contract. It wasn't plowing. I can't remember if that was a hoeing or a cultivating. Anyways, we had 3 really nice contracts. Like so we gained over 30 grand just from those 3 contracts. You can see a little of the hail damage there. We weren't so lucky this time. We got caught. We have hail damage in all of our fields, our grass field, our barley field here, and our oat field. all got caught with hail damage this time. Now we can't sell all of this barley. We still have a little wheat left, but we could sell some of it, but some we'd have to hold back for the chickens. Probably 10,000 liters would be more than enough for the chickens for the year. And of course, the canola would be a cash crop, but we wouldn't. We'd probably get. Oh, I don't know if we get half of the 50,000 back. I don't. I mean, that field is the biggest field that we have in canola, but I don't think it's uh, quite as big as the two that we combined. See, there's a bit more damage there. But if I were staying, what I would likely do, because we're pretty good on the equipment side, is I'd probably borrow some. Sorry for the trees there. I'd probably. Oh man, get the right button here yet. I want. I borrow money and add another field because we know we certainly can make the revenue from the farm to justify um, taking out the loan. As long as we didn't go crazy and buy a huge field. But it would have been one of the fields there just across the road. And if things go as I am currently planning on the Can You Survive 25, uh, my plan is to buy this farm as one of my farms, and we're going to be repeating some of what we've already done here. But as you know with me, plans do change. But what are we going to be doing after here, you may be wondering? Well, I want to give a shout out to my good buddy, the Farming Sims, because I was really torn with what I was, not what I was going to do next, but where I was going to do it. And we had a good chat one evening while we were playing away, and uh, helped me decide what the best course of action would. Oh man, we're getting close to being full already. What the best course of action would be. See, you can see there's quite a bit of damage there. We'll get back to future plans here in just a second. Just wait for this harvester to fill up. It's interesting, the barley straw texture is different than the other, what was it, oats we had in here. It's darker. I thought it was going to fill up faster than that. Oh, there it is. It's full now. All right, you know what? I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to run across the road and grab our tractor and trailer and get this unloaded. And then I'll carry on and tell you about our future plans. So see you in just a minute. All right, we're back harvesting and we can get back to future plans. So I am going to do the Own the Map challenge, and I'm going to do it on Monteith, Iowa, DR modding map. It's a map I told you I was playing and I really enjoyed, or was enjoying, I should say, for just playing it just for fun. But he has also just brought out here recently in the last couple of days an update to the map that makes it row crop ready. And that's something I wanted to try on, what was it, St. Edward, and we never got to in 22. So we are going to give that a try. But the deciding factor on going to that map, because pretty much was even votes uh, as to whether between Frank and Muth and that, but it was Sims who pointed out that I started my channel on console, and uh, he has suggested that I have one map that was, uh, I wouldn't say 100% crossplay, but was more for the members that had joined me when I was playing on console. So a console map using, like I said, primarily, at least on camera, console mods or crossplay mods. And that would be New Frontier. And that my other map should be focused on the PC side. PC only map, or potentially PC only, and not limiting use of any PC type mods. And that just made sense to me. And so it was kind of based on that, thinking about that, I thought that was a really good way of looking at things. So that's why the decision to go uh, to Iowa from here. But we are going to go start from, as I told him, going to start with the lint in my pocket and see how long it takes me to buy the entire map, and doing row crop as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I know that on New Frontier I already have some mods that are PC only. Um, I'm going to, I know that one case tractor for sure is. The farm on one was base, or I don't know if it was base game, but it was out in FS25. So I'm imagining it's going to be coming to console again. But in any event, I'll try and transition out of any PC only mods. Um, I just don't know if my shop that I put in and the silo are PC only, and I won't change those out. But going forward, I will, as much as possible, try and stick to crossplay mods. Because Sims is, plays on console, that's where he meant, and like he said, he enjoyed following along. Um, as I was running my series, he was playing on the map as well, doing his thing. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm looking forward to getting started on that. I have, you may or may not have noticed, but I stretched out the time between episodes here, the last couple episodes. I just added an extra day, just, whoops, to give me time to do the off-camera work I needed here. And I also need to do some work on the map. I want to make a few changes on the Iowa map. Well, you know what we're going to do here? Let's just lift this up. We're going to back up and we're going to dump this. See, the tractor is right here. So hopefully there won't be any long breaks. There'll just be an extra day in between these last couple episodes, and then we'll be back on our regularly scheduled pace, shall we say. That's why I like growing barley for the chickens, because for the acreage you put in, barley versus the other crops, you just get a lot more barley to feed your livestock. The same holds true for pigs too. So we upgraded um, some of our equipment here on the farm. Now, obviously, we haven't upgraded the harvester, but we've upgraded some one tractor at least. We've added a bunch of equipment. We've added the animals to the farm. We put the cows, or was there cows here? I can't remember now if you started with a few cows or not. Oh, I think you did. But we have increased the cattle herd. We've added chickens, and we've added land. So we've expanded the farm in almost every area. Speaking of FS, or Can You Survive FS25, getting very close to the next release. I'm at about um, 70, I'm 70 some hours. I was going to do another update either at 75 or 100 hours. So that won't be coming, it's not too far away before that update will release. And I think now that we're finished up on here, I might, um, rather than just a pure update, might do a more of an episode like we've been doing on here. But things have been moving along. I haven't ignored it. I just haven't been uh, spending a lot of time on it. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like my granddaughter is protesting the bath her dad has planned for her upstairs. That's what that squealing was about, if you could hear that. Hard to find any truly just dead quiet in the house anymore, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I just do the best I can. If I was waiting for every time, only recorded when she was uh, sleeping or when she was gone and I was here, I'd only get about 6 episodes a year, I think, unless I started becoming nocturnal and sleeping during the day and recording at night. Well, I think I will leave you there because I imagine I've taken up way more time than I think I have. Um, and like I said, I want to share with you what we got off of this field for barley and then move ahead and see what we get off of our canola field before we leave the farm. So I will leave you there so we have time for some canola harvesting. So I'll catch up with you, uh, should be next month. Welcome back to the farm, everyone. It is July 1st. As you can see, we are working on the canola harvest. You saw the beginning of the barley harvest, so I thought, well, why not bring you in and show you the end of the canola harvest? Now, we got 42,000 liters of barley, and if we were to hold back just what we needed for the chickens for 1 year, we could sell the remainder for approximately $20,000. But what I'd be far more likely to do is sell half of the barley, which we get about, um, what would it be, $14,000 for, and that would give us enough remaining barley for at least 2 years, and I would turn that field into another canola field or some cash crop rather than the barley again. That, if we were staying, would be far more likely what I would do. But I was right. I talked up almost an entire episode last time. Man, time just flies. I guess it's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. It just doesn't seem um, that it was that long. Now I think we'll get this entire field into that trailer. It'll be, as soon as we dump it in our silo, we can take a look at time saving, stock check, and we can get a rough idea what it's going to be worth to us. But we sold uh, throughout the winter $80,000 worth of crops from our previous year, and I'm going to estimate we have probably about half of that we would be able to sell through this coming winter, but we replaced it with, we should have easily had $150,000 worth of silage bales to sell. So the farm revenue would have gone up from basically $150,000, excluding what we would have gotten from eggs or if we sold any livestock. Would have gone from 150,000 to likely over 200,000 in a year. So that's not a bad increase. But like I said, what I would be inclined to do is find a crop field that had a crop um, that we could harvest and buy that this summer and then expand the farm. Of course, we'd have to borrow a little money, but we would hopefully be able to pay that loan back next spring again, like we did with the one we had previously. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who takes the time to sit and watch my videos. I really, really do appreciate it because I do know you have a lot of choice when it comes to uh, farming simulator content in uh, particular, if that's what you're interested in. And the fact that you would take time out of your uh, busy days, I'm sure, that you all have to spend half hour, 40 minutes watching my videos. I truly do appreciate. So a big thank you to each and every one of you. And I hope you will continue to watch and will come join me on our new adventure. Should be entertaining, as I've never done row crop, and so that will be a first. I'm sure that'll be exciting. And I haven't done a series of owning the whole map. I always wanted to do a soybean slash corn farm, and that's kind of what this lends itself to. So I'll be happy to do that, and it's going to be big farming, big fields, big equipment, if we survive. Because I don't plan on making it easy on myself, let me tell you. Because I do enjoy that challenge. Land is pretty valuable on that map. But to be fair, the contracts are worth a lot of money, even on hard economy. So we have that advantage. There we go, our last little strip of harvesting for this particular farm on Riverbend. Oh yeah, it looks like we should have plenty of room in the trailer for this, I would think. Yes, sir. Wow, let's go jump. Oops, ran right into my own trailer. We'll go dump this. We have just under 21,000 liters. Like I say, once we dump it in our silo, we can take a look and see what that's going to be worth to us. Now, I know there is so much more we could have done on this map, and if you want to see that, tune into the FS25 challenge and follow that, because I plan on doing a ton of uh, the things that are available on this map to do as part of that challenge. All right, we'll dump this in here. Okay, let's take a look at $27,000 is worth at peak price. So that was pretty good guess. So we'd get about $50,000, very close to it in crop sales if we were to carry on. And with that, of course, would uh, be added to by our silage, which we'd have easily $150,000 worth of that to sell. So with one final look here around the farm, I think this is where we'll say goodbye. I am pretty pleased with the progress we made here in the time we've been here, and we have turned this into a thriving, profitable farm that could easily be expanded. But with that, I will say goodbye from here on River Bend. I hope you will come and join me in Iowa for the adventures that we're going to have there. But if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for one last time, here on Riverbend Springs, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.